Welcome and thank you so much for checking out my review of Boku no Hero Academia Heroes Rising, directed by Kenji Nagasaki, and the second film of one of my favorite animes of all time, supposedly the last one. So this is a big event for me. I was super excited, and this film supposedly takes place after the events of Season 4, which is not even over with yet. And as Class 1A is fulfilling hero duties on Naboo Island with a small number of people leaving there, they are suddenly attacked by a mysterious villain known as Nine. So as I've already mentioned, I love this anime. I love these characters, and I basically love everything about the story. I've read the manga ever since day one. I've watched the show ever since day one. One of the things, however, that makes me hesitant towards anime movies, especially when they come out while the actual show is going on, is that none of the films are ever canon, and so that takes a little bit of weight away from it. Well, this film, though I don't expect it to count for any of the events in the anime, is fantastic. I loved every second of it. One of the best aspects of it, of course, is when you go from TV to film, the animation gets better. The lighting, the shades on the characters, they don't change traces or lines in their design or anything like that because you don't want it to become something else than the show and the characters you already love. But it's an improvement, to be sure. One of the things that I also love in this film is that it is character driven. Every decision in this film counts, every decision from the characters that make them make sense. It's just great to see everyone having their moment to shine, whether it is actually fighting a villain or just helping people out with mundane tasks. They have this agency running on the island, and people call in when they've lost an item, when their tractor is not working, when somebody pulled their back, or a younger brother is missing. So they run these tasks and help people in every way. And that's one of the things that makes the show and these characters so lovable, is that they focus on every aspect of what being a hero is. And we cannot have a shonen movie without a good villain, some good action for our heroes to fight against. I actually liked Nine quite a bit. He is a very classic villain when it comes to these type of shows, but there's another level to him. He perfectly fits into this world, into this series. I like seeing the backstory of him. I like to see what goes behind of his actions and his motivations. And he is a great foe for our heroes. This dude is not playing around. He is very powerful. I really cannot mention what his quirk is without spoiling anything, so I won't. I can just say that I like the character, I like how he was utilized, but let's talk about our stars. As I've mentioned, everyone gets a moment to shine, and I guess depending on who your favorite character is, you might be disappointed in how long they get on screen because there's so many people to focus on, and this film does the best it can at focusing on everyone, even characters that sometimes on the show just sit in the background. They come into the forefront at points in this film, which I really liked. But our two main stars really are Bakugo and Midoriya. I just love the relationship between these two characters. It's so interesting seeing these two trying to become the best hero they can, but with so very different goals. Yet they share a lot of the same ideologies. This film really focuses on them, on their ideologies, on how they see each other, on what their goal of becoming a hero is. And again, I gotta be really careful about what I say and how I say it because this film goes to places I never thought they would. Much like many films, it's very welcoming to non-anime viewers. If you have never read a chapter of the manga or if you have never seen a single episode of the show, you completely understand their relationship and dynamic just by watching this film. And when it comes to what matters most in this film, they really do shine. This film takes them to places I never thought. I was crying, I was laughing, I had my jaw dropped. This film did everything with these characters that I never thought they would do. They gave me everything and anything that I could have ever expected. And of course, it is so funny, just like the show itself. This film makes you laugh non-stop, whether it is Bakugo yelling at some kids or even at Midoriya, whether it is Mineta throwing himself at girls and wanting a girlfriend. Just the dynamics of everyone and the back and forth of everyone, it's so entertaining and it's so unique to every pairing that you put together. I really couldn't get enough of what this film was giving me in terms of action, in terms of characters, in terms of emotion. This film took me to emotional heights that the show has taken me before. I have been emotional with this show a number of times before, same with the manga, and this film did it. The previous film I was disappointed with, even though I liked it, because it felt for the most part weightless, because they were very isolated. They were on this island, which was a theme park of sorts, and there were very little number of people there. In this one, they're also on an island, but this island is inhabited by people who know peace. They know very little of crime, and seeing these heroes trying to protect them, again, it's the film exploring not only their ideologies, but also every facet of what it is to be a hero. That's what this show excels at, and that's what this film excelled at. And another thing that I love about this show and these characters and the way they tell the story is that at every point that you use your powers, there's a drawback. You can only use your powers for so long. Mineta, who throws like these grapes from his scalp, the more he takes grapes away from his own scalp, the more he starts to bleed because he's fucking ripping his scalp off. My one flaw with this film, and if you have never read the manga or watched the show, you're not going to feel this, and that's totally fine. To me, it's because they take characters and further their relationships and dynamics so much to a whole new level that it's unfortunate that on the show they won't recognize that. Again, this won't be quote-unquote canon on the entire story, which is unfortunate, even though I forgot it while I was watching the entire film and soaking in the spectacularity. Looking back and looking at the grander picture, it sucks that this development won't be present on the rest of the story going forward. I'm giving Boku no Hero Academia Heroes Rising an A-. Now, what did you think of Boku no Hero Academia Heroes Rising, my beautiful geekies? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. Once more, you are the best. Let me know, have you seen the show? Have you read the manga? What is your favorite character? Thank you so much once more, you are the best. So until the next video, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to subscribe and like, because it really helps me out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.